I'm not sure. I didn't see what the aftermath. Might come on the side. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Cream chip beef. That sounds like an interesting outfit.
Cream chip beef. I haven't had that for years. Yeah, I was like, oh, I haven't had that for years.
That sounds like something a grandmother would make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
I think I've had it in the past, but again, it hasn't been in a long time. Probably since my grandma made it for me.
All right. Welcome to this short, abbreviated version of this football discussion.
Settling into your place.
Oh, good.
So we'll get to these matchups here.
Yeah, I got to start going to these different things. I haven't gone to the restaurant once yet. I haven't gone to.
Really? Still?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Well, I can get cold.
All right.
Yeah.
They give me out free
Get to these matchups here in a moment. So, all right. So, like I said, going into the 5th week, we're into October.
Oh, really?
Obviously, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on these Sunday games here. So, like I said, since I'm on the remote today, as you hear the background. We're gonna cut away to matchups we say are locks. As you say, your lock of the week. This is just locks that we believe are locks. So we'll take Detroit over Cincy.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to do the.
We'll take Arizona over Tennessee.
Okay.
Well, I think we'll take the Giants over the Saints.
You think you're gonna steam up?
Yeah.
And then,
nice. You gotta be careful.
like I said, those are
those
absolute locks. So we'll go into a small rapid fire here. Or no huddle. We'll start with Johnny B's favorite team, the Colts. They host the Raiders here on Sunday. So go to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad games in this week, so I'm just going to give you scores. And hey, just a suggestion, man. You might want to listen to this back before you post it to see if how the sound quality is, because there is a lot of background noise. But
I can't. Yeah, I know. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. You might want to listen and just see if you can hear us reasonably clear.
Well, as long as I hear you, I'm good.
Okay. That's good
All
then.
right.
So
go ahead.
I got the Colts. Yeah, Colts are going to win this one. I'll say 29-17.
Yeah, I got the Colts winning too, and Johnny B will go into the live show as excited as ever in his life. Oh my God, I know you can't stand him, and you're gonna lose your mind on Wednesday. But hey, his Colts are in first place. At least it could be after this game. Who knows? They're tied, but it could be. So give me the Colts and the final score 29-17.
Okay.
All right. 2-1-3 teams going nowhere. The Dolphins, who lost Tyreek Hill this past week, no more Tyreek Hill, and Carolina, who knows about them? Go to this matchup.
Yeah, this is just a bad game altogether. I got Miami winning this one with a final score of 27-10.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I could look at the Dolphins, I think Carolina being at home, like I said, Miami don't have the home run hitter, and chances that this coach may be on the hot seat has gotten even more on a flame. So give me Carolina here. Final score 27-23.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go to We're going to go to the London game next. Minnesota obviously remains on the road in a different country, and this time they're in London instead of in IR land, and they're going to play the Browns, who have made a quarterback change, which is like, well, they make quarterback changes like we change socks. Dylan Gabriel will make his NFL debut as a starter. So your thoughts on that game?
Vikings win that one. I'm not picking the Browns pretty much any week all season. So, Vikings final score. I'll say 24-13.
I started drinking coffee at 2:00.
I'm going to go with the Browns. I actually want to pick the Browns in an upset. I mean, do you trust Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz isn't the greatest read of quarterback defenses in the league, and he had his hands full with the Steelers. I know this is not an actual home game for the Browns, but they have this thing called the in-house defense. And even though this is not their home, they are the slated home team for this matchup. I think they'll do enough to give Wentz and the Vikings trouble. Justin Jefferson hasn't had the season he is expected at all. So give me the Browns in an upset, and the final score 20-15.
Yeah, everyone's going to bed probably quite early.
Yeah.
All right, my Ravens are next. Unfortunately, it has not been a good. September was a terrible month as I thought it could be. 1-3, got beat down by the Rocket and Big Red, like it was like good old days. Now they don't have Lamar Jackson due to a hamstring for the next 2 weeks allegedly, so they're in trouble. Houston is 1-3, but they're on an upswing. They're coming off a big win against Tennessee, but they're off the snide. Big matchup here. I mean, the Ravens, they don't want to keep falling further behind the Steelers, but like I said, do they have a game plan to beat Houston's weak offense? Go ahead. No Kyle Hamilton either.
Yeah. Like you said, Lamar Jackson's out. The Ravens defense is banged up. They're not playing well at all. Cooper Rush is starting at quarterback.
Sometimes I heard in the past.
Bottom line, the Texans, they're not a good team this year. I've already said how poorly they built this team. But they looked better last week somewhat. Woody Mark actually got in the game and played really well.
They would go to bed like right after dinner, like at sunset, and then they would get up.
So I'm going to take Houston here with a final score of, I'll say 19-16.
I feel weird.
Yeah, I don't have any faith in my Ravens this week. I just think that without Lamar, I mean, Cooper Rush is now the backup quarterback. Obviously, we all know about Cooper, his long time in Dallas, backing up Dak Prescott the last several years. I mean, he's been decent, but I just don't trust him because this is not an offense built like it was in Dallas. You got to run the ball. And Derrick Henry, they don't pass the ball. He's more of a passer. So I don't know how that works. Houston does have one of the best defenses in the league, despite the record. And I just think that when you look at it, C.J. Stroud's the healthier quarterback, the better quarterback, and they'll find a way. So I'm going. So Houston wins, and I think they win comfortably. So give me the Texans and the final score, and this might shock you, Matt, 26-16 in Baltimore.
Realistic time for me is between like 11 and 12 right now.
All right.
So
let's see.
Up real late, just randomly.
All right, we're going to go to a matchup that we're probably going to go in different ways as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Jets have not been a really good team. I know you don't really want to talk about it, but this is a very interesting matchup because they're playing the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys are coming off impressive tie in the NFL. And we're going to get to that on Wednesday's show. I got a lot to say about that in unison to everybody. But obviously, a big matchup for for the Jets? Can the Jets finally get off the schneid against one of the worst defense in the NFL?
Sure.
Or does Dak have another big game? Go to it.
I got to put out money to fix it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I picked the Cowboys in our betting pool the other day, and my opinion hasn't changed. They're winning this game. The Jets are trash. We know the Jets are trash.
Yeah.
So
Usually
Cowboys on a score. I'll say 31-20.
Well, if this is any time for the Jets to win, this is the game because the Cowboys defense is terrible. You know, the Cowboys defense. You've seen it. They're a joke. They're a joke, and you know it's. I'm even surprised that you bet that you actually want to talk about this game. You know, but I'm almost going to take a page out of your book. The defense is a joke. And Dak will play okay. But the Jets and Aaron Glenn, you know, I know you're not a big fan of Justin Fields, but you can't deny the guy does try hard. He is a quarterback that does plays his butt off.
That'd be impressive.
Gotta watch my language here, but he does play his butt off. So give me the Jets, man. Jets get off the schneid. I almost wanted to pick them in the pick'ems, but you know I don't. You know, against the Cowboys, it'd be a kind of a trap, be like a mouse trap. So give me the Jets, and I think they win this game and final score 30-24.
Did you go to the beach?
Okay.
That sucks. Why not?
All right. So we'll move to the Sunday night matchup. And like I said, I know you don't admit it, but your other favorite team is Buffalo. They're doing something they've never done before in the history of their franchise. They're having a whiteout. Yes, a whiteout for them on Sunday Night Football. And they're going to be wearing jerseys that we have never seen them wear before that doesn't even reflect who they are at all. And obviously for the Patriots coming off a big win and a feisty team, this should be a very interesting matchup for them. Obviously for Drake May and Mike Vrabel and how he'll game plan this. But this is an interesting one, and it's not like the Bills have been blowing teams out like we all thought they would. So, does the Patriots even have a chance in this game to pull an upset against a Bills team that could be caught sleeping very soon if they don't watch out? The only undefeated team in the AFC left. Go ahead.
Like people that need.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, this is the past versus the present. You know, the Patriots own this division for 20 years, and since Brady left, the Bills took over owning this division. The Patriots are on the upswing as a team over the last 2 seasons. You know, Drake May's looking like he could be a player, but they're not ready for the Bills, man. They're not good enough. They might hang in there for a little bit the first half, but by the time the second half comes around, it's going to go into blowout mode. So I got the Bills winning this one with a final score. 34.
With working in a school, there's various days that'll be off.
Well, like I said,
for breaks.
Buffalo is obviously breezing through their easy part of the schedule. Most of their schedule is easy. Their next big test will be Kansas City coming there in a few weeks. But when you look at New England, I mean, they are basically what I thought they would be this year. Scrappy team. Mike Vrabel doing what Mike Vrabel normally does, finding ways, doing what he has to do to put this team in position. I used to hate the Patriots, as you would know, but I can't be. You can't hate this. You can't hate this team now because the way this team fights and battles. Vrabel is a great coach for them. Pretty much the same way Aaron Glenn is for the Jets right now. They come to fight. They come to battle. They may not win a lot, but they come to battle, and they will battle in this matchup. I don't think, as good as Buffalo is, they're not going to blow this team out. I think this is going to be a battle. I do, and I think it's going to go into the fourth quarter. So I'll take the Bills, but the Patriots are going to give them a fight. I'm going to give the Patriots a good chance to give the Bills something to fight over. So Buffalo wins, but not in a blowout. And the final score 37-31.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, because like
I remember running down the stairs with our books. And stuff.
All right,
I'm sure so much looks so
this
different.
is
but then, like,
this
the
is a
stairwell-
Monday night
Stairwell, they
matchup.
never-
Interesting.
They redid the whole thing
Jacksonville
except for the
Jaguars. Nobody's
That makes
talking
sense.
about them. 3-1,
funny, though, but
number
then, yeah,
one
yeah.
overall defense through the first 4 weeks. Jacksonville,
How have you
13
been, Ricky?
takeaways.
How have
Interesting.
you been?
Kansas City,
Pretty good.
they look like their old selves
How's
again,
Wimby?
beating down my Ravens last week. Interesting matchup here coming up here on Monday night. I know you're not a big fan of this matchup, but we have to do it. It's a Monday night game.
Talking a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, like you said, the Chiefs, after starting off 0-3, they came out and beat down your Ravens. I mean, for them, it's good to get something going, but that's not super impressive with the current state the Ravens are in. Jacksonville, I haven't been impressed with either this year so far, although they are 3-1. They've beaten 3 trash teams. Hey, are you there? Can you hear me? It looks like you might have muted. Either way, I don't know where I was, what I was saying now. I'm gonna go with the
let's start to work out of the
the
middle.
Chiefs
All right.
pull it out in a field goal game. So Chiefs 26-23.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I think when you look at these two teams, I mean, look, I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, you be up on the Ravens. It looks good, but they still have a long, hard road to get back into this AFC West race. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the next, how this month goes. I mean, Jacksonville, they're not impressive, but defensively, if you got 13 takeaways, there's going to be teams that don't have more than maybe 7 or 8 this entire season, and you're already above your weight. So, like I said, I think, and this game is in Jacksonville. So, I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville wins this game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought defensive battle, but give me the Jaguars. 25-22.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting down to a couple more games. Interesting matchup here in the late afternoon on Sunday. 2 late afternoon games here. We'll start with the Seattle, the Seahawks, who I think might be the best team in the NFC West, but obviously they would have to share the lead with the 49ers if they win this game, but they would be in second place because of the tiebreaker because they lost to San Francisco. Tampa Bay coming off a tough loss. They're not unbeaten anymore. And we'll see what happens here with them, with Baker Mayfield and stuff. 2 hopeful playoff teams go at it late in the afternoon on Sunday. Interesting matchup. Go ahead.
I would almost be disappointed if they didn't.
Yeah, this is an interesting game, man. It's in Seattle. You got Baker versus Darnold, 2 teams that sort of, for 2 quarterbacks that sort of had a resurgence in their careers. Yeah. At one point they were teammates.
They were teammates once.
Yeah. You got 2 wide. Both these teams are number 1 wide receivers or young Ohio State players that came in the league that people considered like just slots. But they're more than that. Aguka versus JSN, they're both really good receivers. So both those quarterbacks have someone to throw to. But the Bucs are banged up a lot. Mike Evans is out this week again. Bucky Irving looks like he's out. They had a number of injuries, number of key players that are out for the season even. So they're in a tough spot right now. Now their defense is good. You saw last week at the Eagles, at least in the second half, our offense did nothing. And they've allowed the 50th rushing yards per game, 7 fewest overall. So they got a good defense out there. But this game's in Seattle, and that's the difference. If it was in Tampa, I'd pick Tampa. But being in Seattle, they got the advantage here. I'm going with the Seahawks. And I'm going to put the final score at 27-24.
Really?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, you look at Tampa. I mean, they got a good offense. They have a decent defense, and Baker. He's not had the year that he anticipated or wanted, but still one of the best. And then you look at Darnold. He's even though it's not going to go as the same as it did last year in Minnesota, he's still doing pretty decent for himself in Seattle. Seattle's done well, and he's done well enough. So, but I do agree with you. Seattle is still one of the toughest places to play in this league, and I just don't know if the Bucs have as much firepower as they think they have to pull this off. So, give me the Seahawks and the final score 30-20. All right, one more game before we get to the Eagles matchup. Two young quarterbacks. But here's the problem. One's been in the league for 1 year and has 2 playoff wins and 3 playoff starts. One has been in the league for 5 seasons and only 2 playoff appearances and 2 playoff losses. And it's an interesting matchup here tomorrow afternoon in a critical matchup. 2 very interesting two teams, big time expectations. We'll see. Chargers in first place, but they lost last week to the Giants. Don't want to fall again to another NFC East team. Jaden Daniels returns after injury. Washington, like I said, what do you think? Your big matchup. You're high on the Chargers, or does Washington get back on track? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, this is my lock of the week. The Chargers are giving up 2.5, coming off that disappointing loss.
Basically,
when I look at these 2 teams, I mean, the playoffs, yeah, Herbert's done nothing, but this isn't a playoff game; it's a regular season. So, I look at Washington, though. The key matchup here is the Washington front 7 versus the Chargers' offensive line. Chargers' offensive line is injured up big time. Joe Walt's out this week, and the Mets after he moved over to left tackle, replacing Rashawn Slater. So, offensive tackles both out. But Washington's defensive line isn't that good so far this year. They do have 12 sacks on the season, so it looks okay, like middle of the pack on paper, but you look at 6 of those sacks came in 1 game against the Raiders, who have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And all of a sudden, it's 6 sacks in 3 other in 3 games. It's not very good, man. Jaden Daniels is back. That should help. Washington's 2-0 at home, 0-2 on the road on the season. And the other thing with that Washington defense is their pass defense has been bad. They're allowing 8.1 pass yards per attempt, which is 3rd worst in the league. I think Justin Herbert has played a bunch of years in this league with a bad offensive line, so he knows how to get the ball out quick if needed. And Marion Hampton has broken out over the last couple weeks. Expect a heavy dose of him. And I got the Chargers bouncing back after that disappointing loss at home, giving up 2.5. That's my lock of the week. And the final score, I have it as 30-23.
Yeah, when I think about these 2 teams, I mean, obviously, you look at at Washington. I mean, old team haven't really been impressive this year, and they are not the same team on the road as they are at home. That won't be their home after the end of this decade. But when you look at the Chargers, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see. I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be a battle for a while. But Justin Herbert's a better quarterback, at least and more healthier, because Jaden's coming off of a leg injury. So we're gonna know if he's able to handle and run. If he can run, then he'll be all right. But if not, he's gonna have to just be in the pocket. And we'll see what happens. That's not his strength. So I'll give it to the one that has been more disappointing, elite quarterback with disappointing results. Go with your boy Herbert. Give me the Chargers, and the final score 32-24.
Okay.
All right, so we got one more game, and this is a game I predicted in our pre-show that the Eagles would not win, but we'll see if I'm wrong about that. Denver, they're coming off the 2 tough losses, but they're coming off a big win. But it comes with an asterisk because it was Cincinnati and their defense is horrendous, and they have no quarterback. But obviously, the Eagles have a lot of question marks. A.J. Brown, how he'll be used in this game. What is wrong with the offense? Is Saquon taking a step back? A lot of questions. Defensively, they're pretty decent, but they're not built for 60 minutes the way we had hoped so far the first 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens here in this matchup. This is a big matchup. 2 things. This is the big matchup for CBS. Nance and Romo are going to be there. And this is, as of now, slated the only CBS game the Eagles will have this season. So that's just alternative situation, timing constraints. So don't worry about that. But interesting matchup with 2 teams that we all thought could meet in Santa Clara in February. That still could happen, but it will be a tougher battle for one of them. So go to this big matchup.
All right, yeah, this will be interesting, man. See how the Eagles bounce back after almost blowing that game last week. We already know A.J. Brown doesn't seem to be happy with the situation with his usage. But I saw something else on a report earlier today that they're saying that Devontae Smith also isn't happy with how he's being used in the offense. So, like I've been saying, man, 2023. This is reminding me a lot of 2023. I'm hoping that Kevin Petullo is better than Brian Johnson and can actually get this going. And if not, that the Eagles make a big move at the offensive coordinator sooner rather than later. Because this looks like a bad offensive. Well, the players are good, but the coaching on the offensive side of the ball is bad. Particularly more so the play calling than anything. It's looking a lot the same. No innovation, no pre-snap motion, no attempt to get guys the ball in space. The only thing last week, the only thing I can think of that they actually tried to get the ball in one of the guys in space at one point was they lined up Saquon Barkley out wide and threw a wide receiver screen to him, which was so obvious because, and so that really didn't do much. That went nowhere. But I think with all these guys unhappy, we'll see, man. I mean, the Broncos do have a really good secondary, so just coming out and throwing the ball wouldn't be the smartest move. But they also have to do something to get those guys involved, or else Petullo risks losing both receivers. And if he loses both those guys, he's done. There's no turn. There's no coming back from that. So we'll see. Somehow they got to get the offense going. Maybe everyone's selling out against the run. Somehow they got to figure out how to get these guys open, get the ball in A.J. Brown's hands, and not just on a hook. I don't know how they're going to do it, but the Broncos haven't been super impressive this year either. Bo Nix he seems to be hitting the sophomore slump, which will be good for the Eagles defense. And I think the Eagles pull out the victory here in a lower scoring game, 19-16.
I mean, you must miss Kellen Moore. You must miss Kellen Moore. Like I said on the Wednesday show, I mean, Jalen Hurts has had a lot of different offensive play callers, maybe more than he needs to, but that's not his fault. Guys get jobs, guys get fired. That's just how it is. Does Kevin Guy have anything that impresses me? Not really, but he is the guy that has to be the leader in the room on that side of the ball. And if he's not doing the yeoman's work, they'll find somebody that will in the offseason, depending on how the Eagles finish. Hopefully it doesn't end like 2023. The last thing I need to think about that is Drew Lock winning a game against our defense. But at the end of the day, when you look at this matchup, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see.
Like scraping the plate clean over there.
But sometimes I don't trust this team as much as I need to.
That's fair.
Like I said, they nearly blew the game last week. They should have lost against the Rams. That was a loss, at least for about 55 minutes of that game. Something tells me this time Denver is more desperate. They're still a really good team. They lost 2 tough games at the end. And I did predict that they would lose. The Eagles would lose to Denver. And I did predict they would win this division. So something sadly tells me this is the week that the Eagles finally get figured out and we start having questions. Because when you're winning games, and you should know, when you win games, the questions don't really have answers. But they may not have an answer this time. So give me...
How's everybody doing here?
Yeah.
More water? Sure. Can I take this on?
I think I'll even go on a limb. I'll even say Patrick Surtain get the pick off of Jalen. I think Jalen throws his first pick this week. He hasn't had an interception, which is hard to believe, but I think he gets a pick this week. So sadly, I think Denver pulls this off. But not because they destroy him or anything. I think it's going to be still a decent game. Give me the Broncos and the final score 26-23.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, I'm on a remote location. We will be all again on a remote location. You'll be on this on Wednesday, the live show, and well, that's going to be a hell of a doozy. We will start early. We were going to start at 5:30, but Ken has somewhere to go, so we're going to start early for him at 5 o'clock. So, and we'll have a lot of news to go around, and sadly, the Giant B Colts loving, but also our famous, as you know, Matt, our famous top 5 list, our first one of the season. Very interesting to see where we all go.
Okay.
But that's all we have for this episode in a tough environment for me. And all right, I'll see if I can lead out with the music. And that's it. Take myself out.
Oh, good.
All right, man.
Did you want more diet soda?
Good. Yeah, thank you so much.
Let me take those other cups out of the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. You want me to take this, please?
Yes, please.
Do you have more coffee than this?
No, hopefully.
Do you want another pack of coffee, Rich?
All right.